In the face of an imminent food crisis in China, the anchor of CCTV, Bai Yansong, has spoken out saying that the Chinese people need to restore the feeling of hunger. His opinion was broadcasted by state-run media recently and has been met with fierce reactions from the public. Recently, the CCP donated 163 tons of rice to Russia while asking its citizens to reduce the consumption of food. Due to the severe impact of heavy floods and the epidemic in China, food issues are at the center of discussion. Currently, with the floods still happening, the CCP is creating a strong atmosphere of wasting is shameful, frugality is honorable in society. The frugal movement is promoted everywhere, along with all kinds of strange policies. Restaurant orders are limited, leftovers are forbidden, and only people over 175 pounds can eat roasted pork.
At least the high-ranking CCP officials are worried about the supply of food, that is, the food shortage. The economy in China is hit hard by the continuous disasters, especially the heavy torrential rain that impacted the growth of agricultural crops. Many countries have stopped exporting food to China.
Recently, Chinese media outlet New Century Yangtze once again published an article written by CCTV anchor Bai Yansong. The title of the article read, "The most important thing for China today is to revive the sense of hunger." In the article, Bai Yansong recalled his happy and wonderful childhood where he felt dignified by not having enough to eat. He even said that Chinese people are better off hungry. Bai Yansong's article caused a controversy after being pushed by the media. The article has now been removed from the site.
Bai Yansong only talks big without actually knowing the reality. He does not suffer from starvation since he eats and drinks well at CCTV. So I think it is shameful for him to say that. He always asks others to die for him while he is being a coward.
On one hand, the CCP wants its citizens to reduce food consumption, but on the other hand, it is giving out huge amounts of food supplies to other countries. On August 13th, China News reported that the government of Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region donated 163 tons of rice to Russia. Experts believe that China is now experiencing a phenomenon where half of the lands are now submerged in water and half of the Chinese people are deceived.
It is not the first time that the media heavily promote the restoration of hunger and simultaneously gift large amounts of food supply to other foreign countries. In the last century, during the Great Leap Forward, the CCP's political movements created a great famine that caused the death of tens of millions of peasants. When these peasants were dying from hunger, the CCP went so far as to snatch food from the starving people and give it to third world countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America in order to promote its international communism. This evil deed is even more evident in the recent money giveaway in the international community.
Ge Bidong reminded the Chinese people to be prepared and store some food supplies.
For 4 reasons. 1. The shortage of harvest on agricultural crops due to the epidemic. Second, 8.5 out of 9 food production areas are underwater due to the heavy flooding. Third, China relies heavily on food imports. 48% of food is imported. Now, CCP's wolf warrior diplomacy may bring severe problems to food imports. Fourth, the food reserves have been stolen by those corrupt CCP officials for as long as you can remember. With all these factors combined, there is no doubt that China will face a food shortage.
On August 17th, CCP mouthpiece Xinhua said that less than 30 years after China abolished food stamps, hedonism, consumerism, and money worship began to grow. The report also said that commercial halls, provincial restaurant and hotel associations, and consumer associations from at least 27 provinces in China have issued advocacy letters to eliminate food and beverage waste.
Personal consumption should not be regulated by the government because people spend the money they earn. It's not the government's business. What the government should regulate is the administration's policy-oriented and corrupted waste, including lavish and unreasonable state banquets. Money giveaways is the international world, and official expenditures. Any one of these is 100 or 1,000 times worse than the so-called food waste of the Chinese people. A slight restriction on these wastes would already offset the food saved by the Chinese people.
Heng He further indicated that the food reserves in China are collected by the government and large food reservoirs are managed by extremely corrupt people. Even if the food reserves are not stolen, it would still be replaced by rotten and inedible food.
所以我们可以看到，
So we can see that there is a huge difference between the recorded storage and the actual storage. When it's time for reservoir inspection, the reservoirs would catch fire every time when officials arrive. As you can see, no food in the reservoirs, no money for food imports, no food production, and officials can't stop squandering. So what can be done? The only way is to ask the citizens to consume less. This is the real reason why they want to reduce food consumption.